All right, let's get right to it. We need to talk about the real truth behind what it takes to recover from meniscus surgery.
So if you've recently had meniscus surgery, I'm willing to bet you've asked yourself this exact question. Your surgeon, your physical therapist, they give you a timeline, but it always feels a little fuzzy, right? Full of "it depends" and "we'll see." It can be incredibly frustrating when you just want to know, why can't anyone give me a straight answer?
Well, here's the thing. You're not imagining it. And that confusion you're feeling, it's not your fault. A brand new, major international consensus of experts basically confirmed it. This is a direct quote from their findings. Rehabilitation after meniscus surgery is a debated topic. So, even the top specialists in the world are openly admitting that this whole thing is complicated.
So, let's just state this loud and clear right from the get-go. Your confusion, your frustration, all of it is completely and totally justified.
So where is this information coming from? It's from a huge new consensus project. And we're going to look at what these experts discovered because honestly, it's a surprising truth that really changes how you should think about your recovery. We are talking about 67 of the world's absolute leading orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, and sports medicine doctors. I mean, these are the best of the best from 14 different countries, all coming together with one big goal in mind.
And their mission was a pretty ambitious one. They wanted to finally settle the debate. They went through all the scientific research out there to try and find the one single best evidence-based protocol for meniscus rehab. The perfect plan that every single person could follow. And this is the absolute core of the whole issue. After all that work, sifting through all the science, what did they find? And I'm quoting them directly here. They found the overall level of evidence in the literature was low. Just let that sink in for a second. So, here's the big takeaway. The reason your timeline feels so vague is because there is no single correct rehab protocol. It doesn't exist. Not because your doctors are hiding something from you, but because the really high-quality science needed to create one definitive universal plan, it just isn't there yet. Okay, so if there's no single timeline, then what does your recovery actually depend on? This is where things get really, really important. It pretty much all comes down to the exact type of surgery you had, and that's precisely why a one-size-fits-all approach is just set up to fail. Now, just look at this table for a second. It shows you the two completely different worlds of meniscus surgery. Over on the left, you've got a partial meniscectomy. That's basically a trim. Notice, you can put weight on it immediately. There are no restrictions on your range of motion, and the total rehab? We're talking 4 to 12 weeks. Now, look at the other side, a meniscus repair. Here, you're often not allowed to put weight on it for 4 to 6 weeks. Your motion is limited for that same time, and the rehab timeline, it's not weeks, it's 4 to 9 months. I mean, these two things aren't even in the same ballpark. So let's just hammer this point home. Your recovery isn't about having meniscus surgery. It's about whether you had a piece of your meniscus removed or if you had it stitched back together. That one single distinction changes absolutely everything. So if we shouldn't be staring at the calendar, what should we be looking at? Well, this brings us to a much smarter, more modern approach to rehab. It's all about focusing on physical milestones instead of timelines. It's a way better way to track your actual, real-world progress. And here's what it's called. This is what those international experts recommend. It's called criterion-based rehab. The idea is so simple but so powerful. You get to move on to the next stage of recovery, not when a certain number of weeks have gone by, but only after your knee has actually achieved specific, measurable, physical goals. And this comparison just lays it all out so clearly. It's a total mindset shift. The old way is all about the calendar. The question is always, how many weeks has it been? You're just passively waiting. But the new way, the criterion-based way, focuses on your knee's actual progress. The question becomes, hey, is the swelling gone? Or can I control my quad muscle yet? It shifts you from being a passenger to being in the driver's seat. It's active goal setting. So what are these big milestones we're talking about? Here are the essential ones that you and your physical therapist should be zeroed in on. First, getting that swelling, or what they call effusion, down to almost nothing. Next, getting your full or close to full range of motion back. Then, it's about having really good solid control over your quad muscle. You also have to be able to walk without a limp. And finally, building your strength back up to about 80% of what your other, uninjured leg can do. And these milestones aren't just a random checklist. They fit perfectly into a clear, structured path. You start in the protective phase, where the main goal is just healing.
Once you hit those first few milestones, you graduate to the restorative phase where you rebuild function. And only after you've checked those boxes do you get to move on to the fun part, returning to your activities. You know, the key idea here is that you literally earn the right to move forward. Progress isn't something that just happens automatically as the days tick by. It's something that you and your body have to actively achieve together. It puts you, not the calendar, in control of your recovery.
Okay, so let's pull all of this together. Let's build you a new, much clearer, much more empowering roadmap for your recovery.
If you take away nothing else, please remember these 3 things. 1. Your timeline has to be personal. It should be based on you and your knee, not some generic chart on the wall. 2. The number 1 factor that determines everything is your surgery type. Remember, a trim is a sprint, a repair is a marathon. And 3, your main focus, day in and day out, should be on hitting those physical milestones, not just watching the weeks fly by.
So here's my challenge to you. The next time you see your physical therapist, try asking a different kind of question. Instead of asking, how much longer till I'm done, what if you asked, what is the next physical milestone I need to hit? And what's our game plan to get there? I promise you that one little shift in focus can completely transform your entire recovery.